If you are hunting for a high-performance scooter under $3,000, the Maxfun 10 Max and the 10 Pro 2.0 are two of the most consistent names you'll find. Side by side in the same color, they appear identical. They share the same frame, the same dimensions, and the same cockpit layout. This spec matrix shows the internal power for both models. They both run a 72-volt system with twin 1800-watt motors that hit a 5,700-watt peak. Despite these identical power ratings, the 10 Max carries a $400 price premium over the Pro 2.0. That gap raises a question for any buyer. Are you paying for a different coat of paint? Or are there specific upgrades that actually change how this machine handles? Looking at a spec sheet suggests these two scooters are equal. Real-world testing, however, suggests that motor wattage is only one part of the performance story. To find the true value of that extra $400, we have to run a component ROI audit. Since the internal motors and controllers match, we need to examine the external hardware, specifically the tires, the brake systems, and rider touchpoints, to see if they justify the price hike. We used GPS tracking to measure how these hardware changes affect acceleration, top speed, and braking distances. Raw wattage only matters if the tires can put that power to the ground and the brakes can reliably take it away. The first major variable is the rubber. The Max uses premium Italian PMT slick tires, while the Pro relies on generic knobby tires. These PMT tires reduce rolling resistance. When you pin the throttle, the smooth compound efficiently grips the asphalt, turning motor torque into immediate forward motion rather than spinning the wheels. Our GPS data confirms the difference. The 10 Max reached 30 miles per hour in 4.24 seconds, while the 10 Pro took 4.51 seconds. This reduction in resistance allowed the Max to clock in 2 miles per hour faster at the top end. However, there is a trade-off. If your daily route includes gravel or grass, the knobby tires on the Pro will actually provide more predictable traction in those loose conditions. On the street, tires are the bottleneck for 5,700 watts of power. Upgrading the rubber allows the Max to use its motors more efficiently. Acceleration is only one side of the performance coin. You also have to consider how well the machine sheds that speed. The 10 Max is fitted with Magura MT5 hydraulic disc brakes, while the Pro uses generic Newt brand brakes. In our tests, the Magura brakes offered an immediate lockup, bringing the Max to a dead stop in nearly half the time of the Pro. If you were to buy these Magura brakes as an aftermarket upgrade, the parts alone would cost you several $100s. They do require more skill to operate. The sensitivity is high enough that an untrained rider could easily lock the front wheel and lose control. Despite the learning curve, these brakes account for most of the $400 price gap, providing a clear return on investment for rider safety. There is also a capacity difference. The Max uses a 35 amp-hour battery, while the Pro uses a 30 amp-hour pack. Both scooters use high-quality Samsung cells, so the reliability of the power source is the same regardless of which model you choose. Most riders won't drain a 30 amp-hour battery in one trip. The extra capacity on the Max is only a necessity if you are planning for consistent 40 to 50-mile rides. Finally, the Max includes Pro palm grips, which offer better vibration dampening for your hands during long sessions. These battery and grip upgrades are useful comfort buffers, but they have less impact on the scooter's acceleration and stopping power than the tires and brakes. Let's look at the financial logic. If we list retail costs for the PMT tires, Magura brakes, and the larger battery pack, the math becomes clear. These components total over $600 in value if bought separately. This shows that the $400 premium isn't a random markup. You are actually getting a discounted bundle of high-end hardware, pre-installed at the factory. Purely from a parts per dollar perspective, the Max offers a higher return on your investment. Not every rider needs a track-ready setup. The 10 Pro 2.0 is for the pragmatist wanting 5,700 watts at the lowest price, handling light dirt. The 10 Max is for the enthusiast demanding ultimate street grip and premium hydraulic brakes. Both of these scooters are highly capable machines for their respective prices. A smart purchase isn't about chasing the longest spec sheet. It's about choosing the hardware that matches your specific riding conditions.